What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and PvP Season 19 has begun. Like always, we are going to have our first look and overview, and I'll give you my impressions on the rewards. The reward character is going to be Scrapper Angela, and we'll take an in-depth look at her in just a bit. First, as always, the reward for Gold League will be 10 gold. Next, for Diamond, we have something called the Hugin's Eye. This actually looks quite interesting, and the first thing that hits you is special functionality. It may not be activated manually. Then it has something called Watchful Eye. Dodges all incoming unarmed attacks, removes True Strike from incoming attacks, but it does not affect unarmed attacks with Ethereal Strike or Catastrophic. Then it also has Disengage. Dodging melee attacks grants Many Shot, increasing the damage of the next range attack. That's exactly what Many Shot says itself, but it can be applied 5 times, and it lasts 2 rounds. Right away I think of this on a protecting agent, so it's really going to hurt unarmed attackers that don't have Ethereal or Catastrophic on their attacks. And you know what, when you couple this with other items, and a character like Destroyer, who we're going to look at in just a moment, it actually feels like PD is trying to inject a little more strategy into this game, and that is wonderful. I'll be completely honest with you right now, when I heard PvP was up next, I wasn't happy. I really was looking forward to Chapter 8 and wanted that first. But after seeing this item and the 2 new characters, I am very excited for this season. As far as I can tell, they outdid themselves. And now for Vibranium, you're going to get the Blaster Safeguard suit. It has Impressive, so immune to impaired, and then Blaster Safeguard. Shield effect absorbs incoming damage, and attacking an enemy will not activate their class ability. So it sounds like if you hit a tactician, you won't give them an extra turn, but if they hit you, they will gain it. That's not bad at all, and I do understand the compromise. Also, next damaging attack applies staggered. All in all, it's not a bad uniform whatsoever, and it does have high attack and accuracy. But you know what? I think it's about time we checked out the real prizes of PvP. Angela and Destroyer. Oh, but one more thing, you do get 5 lockboxes each day for the first 5 wins, and also the PvP roulette weapon is going to be the Thunder Strike, which is kind of funny because that's what I'm going to be using against the epic boss in the next video, that is in a team up with Beta Ray Bill. But anyways, we're looking at Marvel Now Angela. She is a scrapper, and she starts with pretty high attack, accuracy, and evasion. Her in-game artwork is amazing, and she does have 2 passives. The Art of the Hunt says, chance to preemptively counter an enemy attack, applying bleeding, and counterattacks when an enemy with Mark of the Huntress attacks, applying flanked. 2 great debuffs from counters, bleeding obviously having a lot of applications, and flank just being incredible by itself. And then secondly, she has Asgard's Assassin. Immune to burning, chilled, poisoned, and radiation. Plus she gains health and stamina whenever an enemy is defeated. Then moving on to her abilities, her level 1 is called Xiphos. It's a slashing melee attack that causes bleeding, ravaged, and there's Mark of the Huntress. Attacks against this target are guaranteed to hit, and allies that defeat this target with an attack gain health. This is going to be the basis for all of her abilities, and it lasts 4 rounds, which is amazing. Oh, and by the way, that guaranteed to hit part is already great. Moving on to her level 2, Blades of Ichor. This is a slashing melee attack that has hemorrhaging, then something called Nothing for Nothing. Enemies with the Mark of the Huntress gain Buff Blocker. That's just awesome. Buff Blocker is incredibly annoying. But there you have it, you need Mark of the Huntress. It also removes buffs. So hey, I like that level 2, it's definitely solid. Then for her level 6, it's Battle Cry. This is a self buff, but it is a quick action. It has Leader of the Hunt, so enemies with the Mark of Huntress gain Intimidate and Cower. That's incredible. Then she also gives herself Rising Up, so a chance to gain Focused, Fortified, Agile, or Strengthened, as well as Blessing, increases the effect of healing received. Very nicely done for a quick action. And finally, her level 9 Blood Angel. It has Finest Hour, so it deals extra damage while affected by Agile, Focused, Fortified, and Strengthened. It has high crits, and Blood Debt. Attacks against enemies with Mark of the Huntress gain Exploits Bleeds, And defeating an opponent with the Mark of the Huntress grants an extra turn. That's just awesome. Gaining an extra turn is always welcome. Well, that's Angela, the reward hero that I'm definitely looking forward to getting. But there's also a Lockbox character, Destroyer. This character is actually going to be a generalist, and let me just begin by saying he is going to be a monster. His passives are Engine of Destruction, gains Destructive Essence when attacking, and that restores stamina every turn. He is also a mystical construct, so he's immune to bleeding, immobilized, poisoned, and stun, immune to delirium, fear, morale, and psychic effects, and he's immune to bio and psychic attacks. That's just incredible. What a list. Then moving on to his level 1 Disintegration Beam. Braum. It's a ranged energy attack that has deadly crits, exploits stun, and gives him self-destructive essence, restoring stamina every turn, and it can be applied 3 times. As far as that buff, just wait until you see his level 6. Next up is Crush. Ba-wham. It's a melee unarmed attack that applies Incapacitation, Shield Breaker, and gives him self-destructive essence. I love the fact that he does have Shield Breaker on one of his abilities. But anyways, here's the ability that really knocked me off my seat. Fueling Essence is multifunction, and it consumes all destructive essence to grant beneficial effects such as extra turns, healing, and protect effects. So the first function is going to be Enchanted Armor. It's a quick action that consumes all destructive essence, and for each essence consumed, it increases the damage of the Essence of Might's counterattack. Essence of Might lasts for 2 rounds, and it says protects allies from single target and area attacks. Then Destroyer will also counter enemy attacks with Destruction. That sounds pretty vicious, and having this guy as a protector is amazing. In fact, you may want to use things to make him a protector, like Phoenix's ability, for example. But you know what, there's more where that came from. Next is Cooldown, another quick action, and for each essence consumed it grants Essence of Youth. This heals a small amount of health and can be applied 3 times. So there you go, he also has his own heal. And finally, you're going to have the option of using Frenzy. It's another quick action, it consumes destructive essence, and then it grants Essence of Mischief. Essence of Mischief grants an extra turn and can be applied 3 times. That's right, 3 extra turns. That is downright scary. Because of how great he looks, I wouldn't be surprised if someone bought all his lockboxes and also power leveled them and is using them in the tournament right now. I think that's crazy because you can easily get his lockboxes just by doing your 5 wins a day. So that's my biggest advice to any of you. Even if you can't stand PvP, make sure you get your 5 wins each day. And yes, there's one more ability to look at, the Obliteration Wave. Kadoom! It's an AoE attack that melts armor, causes burning, and gives him self-destructive essence. And there you have it, our first look and overview at Season 19. I think it's going to be a great one, even though at first I wasn't happy. I've definitely had my opinion changed. So get out there, and I wish you all the best of luck. Lastly, I do want to thank you all for watching and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care.